Welcome back to another episode of Unfiltered Conversations. I'm Kelly Mack, joined with the lovely
YSquare.
And in the middle, Raven Magwood Goodson. Oh my gosh. I'm excited to have you on.
Yes.
Yeah, and I've been knowing this young lady for a long time. You and my son went to school together.
Yes.
Your mom taught my son.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and not to mention, when you were you 12 or 13, you actually wrote and produced your first book.
12.
12.
Yes.
And the name of that book again was?
On to Victory.
Okay, On to Victory. That was 2013, 2012, somewhere 12, in there.
Yeah, 2013.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So how old are you?
I'm
31
okay.
right now. And I got married, so full name, Raven Magwood Goodson.
Yes, Goodson. And it's funny because I got married too, and we knew each other as single women. So, but yes, much respect to your husband. I had a chance to meet him. Seems like a good guy.
Of course.
We gotta all break bread soon. Yes, indeed. All right, so you wrote the book.
Yes.
When you wrote the book at such a young age, what was going on in your mind?
At the time, a teacher had told me to write some things down.
Okay.
I was a national gymnastics champion. I had skipped 2 grades, so she said, write down some things that you've gone through, how you were able to accomplish it. And it turned into the book. And it turned into people wanting to not only know about the successes, but some of my setbacks and struggles during that time as well.
Right.
So as an 11-year-old writing, 12-year-old when it was published, I was just like a kid's version of a motivational speaker, motivational author, and it ended up becoming a bestseller. So from there is when I decided, okay, this is what I want to do. I enjoy motivating people through writing. So.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. So let's speak on that a little bit. So the fact that you wrote a book at 11 years old, and you were a national gymnastics, but you went through setbacks. So 11 years is a short time to be on the earth to go through some setbacks. What type of setback? Well, short and long in a sense, but what kind of setbacks did you go through? Yeah. Because just your posture, of course I'm meeting you through Kelly, but the energy that you have around you is very regal. So what was some of the setbacks that you went through?
Yeah, I think we all experience adversity at some point in time. So what I wanted to really get across is, okay, I'm this national gymnastics champion, but during that time I had 3 surgeries that sidelined me from the sport. Didn't know if I was going to be able to still compete.
Were they sports-related injuries?
2 were. Okay. One had to do with knee. I had a chronic knee disease pain. And then I had hernia surgeries and, just dealing with people telling me that I wouldn't be successful or, you have bullying and things of that nature from an 11-year-old's eyes, just, that life isn't perfect or what we're going through.
Yeah.
So just different things like that. And of course, outside of being 12 years old, as I got older, I experienced a lot more adversity than that, but just trying to keep positive throughout whatever life may throw your way.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't know that you actually were in the Junior Olympics.
Yes.
So how was that? Was this always a dream or a goal, or did it just kind of happen and you were like, here I am?
Yes. When I started gymnastics, I was just, moving up so fast, so quickly. I started off in a recreational class. Normally it takes a couple of years to be on team. But in 2 weeks, they pulled my mom and dad aside.
How old were you when you started?
I was about to turn 6.
Oh,
so 5 turning 6. And they said, no, we want her on team. And that never happens.
Have you always been athletic?
I guess just kind of naturally athletic. And so they put me on team. And then within the first year, I was winning medals. I was skipping levels. So by the time I was 10, I was a level 10 gymnast, which is the highest level that you can go in gymnastics. So when I was 12, I actually made the Junior Olympics, and I was the youngest person from South Carolina to ever do that.
Excellent.
That's awesome.
That is excellent.
Awesome.
Yes,
I love it.
Yes.
And motivational speaker. Of course, this is something that you tapped into as well.
Right up my alley. I am a transformational architect, which is a mindset coach.
Yes.
So speaking life into people, speaking life into situations, helping dealing with navigating, making sure your mindset is in the right space when you've gone through trauma or when you're just dealing with life, and then building from that. So it looks like you have a very strong family support system and team around you to keep you focused.
Yes.
And so through that journey, it looks like you've kind of morphed into some other things within your career, right? Started with writing the book, doing gymnastics, and then what?
The books led to motivational speaking. I gave my first speech for Stedman Graham, which is Oprah Winfrey's partner, and got a standing ovation.
Nice.
And so I was like, okay, I can do this. I was nervous as I don't know what. I like threw up before the speech because I was so nervous. But I was like, okay. And then I kept giving a few speeches after that. And then I gave a speech, still was 12 years old. It might have been my third or fourth speech. And a man had come up to me afterwards. It was at a church. And he was like in his 40s. My dad's standing next to me, and he had tears in his eyes.
Oh.
And so I'm just wondering, you know, like, what's going on?
Right.
Why are you crying?
Why is he
Like, was
crying?
my speech that bad?
Right.
Like, what's going on? And he said that he had tried to commit suicide 3 times in his life.
Oh.
And he said, I was actually planning on going home today and trying again.
Oh, my gosh.
But he said after just seeing a 2-year-old be so passionate about life and given the speech that you gave, he said, I promise you right here, right now, I'll never try to take my life again.
Oh.
And so that was kind of the moment for me at 12 that I was like, wow, like maybe this is why God put me on this earth to inspire people in whatever way that may be.
Right, right.
So that's when, you know, people have always said when I was younger that I acted more mature. But at 12, it's like, okay, this is what I know I'm supposed to be here and doing. So the motivational speaking led to, I was hosting a radio show. It led to me wanting to go from, instead of just writing books, writing movies. And, you know, we just finished producing a film, Finding Tony. So, you know, just super excited at where God has just placed opportunities on my journey, and it's turned into what it is today.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, for you to be 31 years old, you're a serial entrepreneur.
A serial entrepreneur.
And also somebody that operates in purpose. You know, like your mission is purpose driven. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So speaking of which, Finding Tony, the new movie, it was just released on May 10th. It's available, actually, if you go to my Facebook page, I posted the link. You can actually rent it there or you can buy it. But let's talk about Finding Tony. Like, when you look at the trailer, it looks like a major film production.
Yes,
it truly does. So kudos for not another bootleg production.
Right. Even if the budget wasn't high, the quality of what you all did was phenomenal.
It really was.
Thank you.
So let's talk about the inspiration of Finding Tony.
Yes, it started off, I wrote the first version of the script when I was just 15.
Oh, wow.
So it started off, I wanted to make like a female Remember the Titans.
Okay.
I was really just kind of, that's my favorite movie, and I wanted something along those lines. And I was deciding on a sport. Basketball seemed like an appropriate sport. It's international. And so I wrote the first version of the script. Now, as time went on, I started diving more into the issues that we see in the film. The grief and depression, mental health, just a lot of different things that go on. Women in sports, of course, that's huge now. And so it's really cool at the timing that everything, and that it's coming out now when we're paying so much attention to women's basketball and things of that nature. So I'm just super excited for everybody to see. It's watch.findingtonyfilm.com. You can go check it out. You can go and buy it. It'll come out in a few weeks on like Amazon, Apple TV, and all the bigger streamers. But for right now, you can go to watch.findingtonyfilm.com.
Good. Awesome. So could this be considered, not considered as, or just maybe similar to, and more of a 2024 version when they have grown up and gotten into life, love and basketball type of feel?
It's a different relationship that we're exploring. So I want, even though I have gotten the love and basketball vibes, some audience members have said that, but it's different. It's not a romantic relationship that's being explored. But yes, we wanted to keep the 90 type of vibes there. We didn't want to dive too much into all like the social media and everything. We wanted to keep it as genuine, authentic as possible, and not date the film.
Right. And what I got kind of from the trailer was that it's kind of more of a inspirational type of film. You have a coach, a male coach, who is going through some heavy duty stuff, and then you have a young lady who has gone through her trauma, and the two of them meet on the basketball court, and he ends up coaching her, and they do phenomenal things with the team and so on and so forth. So I think it's like one of those movies that the whole family could sit down and watch and have some popcorn.
Yes, most definitely. You want your whole family to watch. And we've gotten great reviews from dads and moms who are saying that it's even helping to strengthen the relationship with their kids. And,
that's awesome.
So it's cool that it's inspirational. It's family friendly. Definitely for your weekend movie night. Definitely watch. Yeah.
So I guess that is true then when creatives and when they're writing and they're doing things, because I'm sure you consider this project as one of your babies, right? And you say you wrote it when you were 15.
The first version of the script.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So we're now 15, 16 years later, and you're finally seeing it come to fruition, correct?
Yes.
We're going to talk about how it came to fruition and what you did and, just what that process was for you when we come back with more Unfiltered Conversations.